Title: The Custody Hearing. Her lawyer's voice was smooth, perfectly rehearsed. My client's husband is a low-level mechanic with a history of disappearing. He is unfit for custody. The words echoed against the panel courtroom walls like hammer blows. My wife didn't look at me. She didn't need to. In her mind, she had already won. Then, almost softly, like a final stab, she added, "He didn't even attend my mother's funeral." I looked at her. She knew why I wasn't there, but she also knew I couldn't prove it. Not yet. That's when the bailiff stepped forward, his hand half raised. "Your Honor," he said, "there's a man here from the State Department. He says it's urgent." The courtroom froze. A man in a crisp gray suit walked in. No emotion, no hesitation. He carried a folder sealed with a red insignia. I leaned back in my chair. I didn't smile, but my pulse slowed. Right on time. We met 12 years ago at a garage on 8th Street. I was changing brake pads on her father's car when she walked in, pretending to need directions. She smelled like summer and expensive things. I remember thinking she didn't belong anywhere near oil, sweat, or men who work with their hands. But she laughed at my jokes and brought me coffee the next day. I didn't realize then that she liked the way I looked at her, like she was something rare, something out of reach. I built her life, bought a house, and painted it blue because she said blue looked hopeful. Every dent I fixed, every late shift I worked, it was all for her, and for the little boy we had 2 years later. For a while, I believed we were unbreakable, until I started coming home to silence. It began small. She texted less, left her phone face down, started arguments over things that didn't matter, dishes, receipts, the smell of grease on my clothes. Then one night, while cleaning the kitchen, I noticed an extra wine glass, still wet in the rack. We hadn't shared a bottle in months. A week later, I found the hotel receipt. Her name wasn't on it, but the date was right, and the car number was hers. I didn't confront her. Not then. People think betrayal breaks you. It doesn't. It sharpens you. I started watching, not stalking, just observing. The route she took, the calls she made, the names that kept coming up in conversation. Eric from marketing, just a colleague. I met Eric once, shook his hand at a company barbecue. He looked at me like I was something stuck under his shoe. That night, I stopped drinking. Stopped sleeping much, too. My mind went quiet, focused. The night of her mother's funeral. I was supposed to be in Warsaw, or at least that's what my flight record said. In truth, I was in a warehouse in Delaware, helping an old friend from my former unit finish a job. Before I was a mechanic, I was something else, something the government doesn't write down. Operations that never made the news. Disappearances that weren't accidents. She never knew that part of me. I made sure of it. When the betrayal came, I realized that part of me could still be useful. I called in one favor. Just one. A man named Patel owed me his life from Kabul, 2013. He worked at the State Department now. Cyber intelligence. The kind of man who could make or erase a record with a keystroke. We met in a diner off Route 50. He didn't ask questions. I slid a photo across the table. Eric from marketing. Patel nodded once. 2 weeks later, Eric's financial records told the whole story. Offshore transfers, falsified consulting payments, and a small company registered under my wife's maiden name. Fraud, tax evasion. Enough to ruin them both. But I wasn't after ruin. I wanted precision. I wanted her to feel the floor shift beneath her feet. When the custody hearing was scheduled, I played my part perfectly. Came in looking tired. Wore the same gray suit I used for job interviews. Let her lawyer describe me as unstable. I watched her nod along, so calm, so sure. She thought this was a final step before erasing me from our son's life. Then the bailiff spoke. The man from the State Department entered and handed the judge the sealed folder. He murmured something quietly. The judge's eyes widened. My wife's lawyer frowned. "Your Honor, is there a problem?" The judge didn't answer right away. He kept reading, his lips tightening. Then he looked up. "Mrs. Carver," he said, "it appears you are listed as a managing partner in an active federal investigation into shell corporations used for embezzlement." She went pale. Her lawyer turned to her, whispering frantically. That's impossible, she stammered. I didn't move. I just watched her world tilt. The man in the gray suit stepped forward. We'll need to speak with Mrs. Carver privately, Your Honor. The judge nodded, cleared his throat, then glanced at me. Mr. Carver, given the circumstances, the court sees no reason to question your custody claim. I met her eyes for the first time in months. There was no anger in them now, only confusion and fear. She mouthed something. What did you do? I didn't answer.